Hello folks, in today's video I'm looking at a rather unique tech product. This is the CZUR Fancy Pro. It's a flexible webcam and professional document scanner. It's a rather interesting item and I'm curious to see how the document scanning function performs. This particular product is part of CZUR's Fancy series of webcams and document scanners. One of the reasons I'm curious about this product is that it's a rather unconventional design for a document scanner. I'm used to using flatbed scanners or scanners that are integrated into a printer as part of an all-in-one device, but I've not used anything like this before. In this video, I'll do a quick unboxing. I'll take a closer look at the Fancy Pro document scanner and talk about its design and build quality. I'll look at the specs and its main features. I'll do a demo showing the scanner in action and I'll end with a brief summary. Now folks, before I carry on, if you enjoy tech and gaming related content, please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It costs you nothing and really helps me out. So if you enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up and feel free to leave any questions or comments and I'll do my best to come back to you. So let's get started with a quick unboxing. And here is the box. It comes in this protective hardened foam style box. And in the box, you get the following items: the webcam and document scanner itself, a paper manual, and a USB Type-C to Type-A adapter. So let's take a closer look at the Fancy Pro, and here it is. Just to recap what this product actually is, it's a flexible webcam. And this is the webcam section over here. It's flexible as you can adjust the angle and it also has a document scanning function built in. In terms of its design, it's very slim. It has a folding design and you can adjust the height of the device and the angle of the camera. It has a weighted base and it's made from a mixture of metal and plastic and it's finished in a black and dark cream, and there is a fixed USB Type-A cable attached to the device at the rear. There are two flexible adjustment joints to the camera, here, and you can also adjust the tightness using these integrated thumb screws. You can also adjust the height. On the actual camera itself, all the controls are on the top. The controls are clicky and presented in a round layout. There is also a selector button to change modes. There is an S mode and a C mode. I'll look at this a little later. And on the underside, you have the actual camera itself and integrated lighting. Now, all around the camera, you have tiny vent holes, and presumably these are for cooling. There is also an integrated microphone built in. The Fancy Pro has a multi-jointed arm design, and this allows you to capture different heights and angles, including the following. You can have a top view camera mode by adjusting the height to full, or you can go close up like this for micro close-up shots. And you can also have a selfie mode like this for taking pictures and videos as a webcam. So let's take a look at the camera buttons and what they do. Remember that mode selector button I mentioned earlier? Well, the Fancy Pro has two autofocus modes, and this is what the selector button is for. You can change from C for continuous autofocus when capturing moving objects, and the S mode is for single area focus used for capturing non-moving objects. This is the autofocus and single focus switch button. These buttons are to decrease and increase the exposure. This quickly rotates the image to 180 degrees. And this is the light control button. There are three different levels of brightness. And this right here is a power LED indicator light. Now, I should mention there is also a Fancy S Pro version of this too. The main difference being that the Pro S has a 12 megapixel camera and the ability to swivel the camera head so you can easily change the camera orientation. Now, before I do a demo of this product, let's look at the technical specifications and main features. So this is a 2-in-1 device. It's a webcam and a document scanner. It's aimed at the enterprise users, educational users, family, and for personal use. So basically, it's aimed at everyone. The Fancy Pro has an 8-megapixel CMOS sensor. It has a resolution of 3264 by 2448. It has 2 focus modes, a single shot focus or continuous focus, and this is what the selector button on the camera is for. It supports full HD 1080p at 60 frames per second, and it supports 4K Ultra HD at 15 frames per second. You can change the resolution from 1600 by 1200 all the way to 3264 by 2448. It's a USB 2.0 device and is powered directly by the USB cable, and it weighs approximately 0.82 kilograms. So let's do a quick demo showing the Fancy Pro in action. Now, to get the best out of this device, you need to download and install the CZUR Visualizer app. It's available from their website. This lets you do all the scanning functions as well as taking videos and photos, and offers a lot of controls and customizations over the camera. It's available for Windows and Mac. I've downloaded it and installed it on my Windows system. So I've now connected the Fancy Pro to my PC, and as you can see, everything is working. The camera is functioning nice and clearly. The software is easy to use. Now, this is not a tutorial on the actual software, so I'm not going to delve into the application too much, but here are some of the basics. Along the top, you have 3 options. First, there's the display option. This is basically like using the Fancy Pro as a projector or a presentation device. A use case example would be if you're presenting something to a group of people, or if you're in a schoolroom setting, you can use this mode to show something on a larger screen. The quality and clarity is brilliant. You can make annotations, draw basic shapes, add text. It even has a laser pointing feature. You can adjust the rotation, zoom in, etc. You can even take pictures or even record a video. There is a lot of options here to play around with, and I can really see this being a great tool in a classroom. Next, you have the scanning mode. Again, the menu options are really self-explanatory. You can scan to file, which is basically like scanning a document. You can scan a QR code, and the application will display the linked web address for that QR code. And you can also scan barcodes, and the system will basically display the actual barcode number on screen, as well as copy it to the clipboard. It has preset areas for scanning documents on a single area, or if you want to scan, for example, an open book, it has preset scanning for 2 areas, like this. Now, if you can't view the entire book on screen, then you will need to change the default 1080p setting to a higher resolution. And you can do this by clicking on the camera icon, which then brings up various camera settings. Now, I won't cover every option here, but just select a higher resolution, then you should get a wider angle. Remember, if you plan on recording a video, it's probably best to use the 1080p setting, as in the 4K mode, you only get 15 frames per second and you get 60 frames per second at 1080p. And finally, the file list option from the top menu is basically a list of all the files you have created. These include any photos and videos you've captured, as well as all the documents you've scanned. You can double click on the file to open it, you can delete it, or you can click on the actual folder icon to go directly to the folder where it's stored. Now, if you basically flip this little selector over here, this will put the scanning function into auto mode. So if you're scanning an entire book, all you have to do is just get your alignments correct. Then each time you turn over a page, the software will automatically scan. This makes it really easy and quick to scan an entire book in a really short period of time. Overall, I'm actually pleased with this device. I mean, for its intended use and purpose, it functions really well. It's a good quality webcam and, in my opinion, a brilliant document scanner. I can see this working really well in a presentation setting. If you want to show a document or even an object to a group of people in a meeting or in a school classroom setting, the video quality of the Fancy Pro is brilliant for a scenario like this. Also, you can make annotations, add text, draw shapes, which could come in really handy in a presentation setting. Now, I don't think I can see myself using this purely as a webcam. I prefer to have a smaller webcam, which perhaps just sits on top of my monitor. In my opinion, a device like that takes less space and just looks slightly more neater. However, I think as a dual device, a webcam and a scanner like this is brilliant, and that's what sells it for me. And the Visualizer application is really easy to use and offers a lot of customization. Don't get me wrong, the webcam quality is good, but it's mostly good only in 1080p as you get 60 frames per second at this resolution. If you record video at 4K, the frame rate drops to 15 frames per second, which is less than ideal. The build quality is really good, it feels solid and it folds away nice and neatly. Now, I don't know if this is a device you would use every day unless you use it purely as a webcam, but I can see myself using this frequently for scanning documents. I don't have much space in my tiny home office, and if I'm quite honest, I am a bit of a hoarder when it comes to things like keeping old letters and documents. So hopefully I can reduce some clutter and just scan any important document and have a digital version instead. If you're interested in the CZUR Fancy Pro webcam and professional document scanner, I'll leave a link in the video description below. Well folks, thanks for watching. I hope you found this brief video helpful. If you have, please click like and consider subscribing to my channel. Until next time, take care and I'll see you on the next one.